Yo, yo, yo. We're back, man. I'm happy to be back.
Hey,
Hi.
Let's go. It was um it was a fun weekend. I went out to the Avengers Mastermind, or the Avengers Mastermind. Um Out in Atlanta. It was a dope weekend. I got to see some dope people, reconnect with some dope people, meet some new people and all the fun things. But anyways, so we put the how to wholesale on pause for a little bit, but we're back in action, ready to go. While I was gone, Felipe and Karen were just causing chaos and making shit happen. Felipe and Karen, how y'all doing?
I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. Um, I got one lead to talk about, but we can talk about that later. Um, how are you, man? I want to know what happened to you at this at this mastermind. I mean,
Usually a lot of these masterminds are about like business stuff and everything,
mm-hmm.
like just like new ways to do business and um, like how to scale and stuff like that. You know what I mean? However, this time the Avengers was really about just like getting deep into the weeds of real life shit, like real life relationships, mental health, how how important your regular health is, like your physical health, just all that type of stuff. That's what we really dug deep on. The first day, a lot of the leaders in the Avengers got super vulnerable, just explain their stories and explain where they're at and other aspects of their life, not regarding business. So it kind of set the tone for the rest of the weekend, and that's what it was really about. But I feel like this Avengers Mastermind was more of like getting deep into the weeds of people's real life, not saying that business isn't real life, but like everything besides business. And it was dope because you actually really got into the weeds of people's lives and you connected with them at a deeper level than you normally would. So it was a deeper connection. It was more than most masterminds as far as that stuff goes. But a lot of masterminds that you go to will be just strictly about how to get better at sales or how to how to scale a team or whatever. You know what I mean? It
Yep.
wasn't. There was obviously some good information when it comes to that type of stuff, but it was more so about the other stuff that we talked about. It's important, man. Like even with you guys, as we're doing sales every day on the phone with sellers and everything, it's important that we just stay healthy in our relationships, with our mind, with our physical health, and everything. It's like if we're just grinding all day and getting after it and talking to sellers the whole day, really worrying about our physical health or mental health or like our real life stuff, like our relationships and our friendships and all that type of stuff. Like, what are we doing this for?
Yep.
What's the
Yeah.
point? Because you lose sight of it. Is true. Like you'll get so deep into business or so deep into your job or whatever the case is, so deep into just making money that you freaking forget how important it is to keep your relationships going and like keep your keep your friendships going and keep your mental health going, keep your spirituality with whatever higher power you believe in, keep that going. Like it's important to make sure all your cups are full, right? Like here's the business cup. That's cool. But we also got to remember that there's a bunch of other cups in our life that need to be filled up.
Yeah.
So we can fill this cup up as much as we want. It could be freaking overflowing. However, this thing needs to be like overflowing into other cups. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Those other cups need to be filled up. So I wouldn't even go there. A lot of people go there. I've actually fell victim to this. I fell victim of trying to overflow this cup in order to fill up all the other cups, which is cool. Sometimes you can do that, right? But it's not even the right way to go. Like, why not just have a pitcher and evenly pour into all the cups?
Yep.
Why keep one cup dry when you can be pouring into all the cups at the same time? And that's essentially what I have for y'all.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't expect a mastermind to go over like personal life stuff.
Dude, it's where it all starts.
Mm.
It really is. When this isn't right, your life isn't right. What's the point of talking to sellers? You can be the best freaking negotiator. You can be the best freaking salesperson on planet Earth. But if everything else isn't right, it's like, why the fuck? Why are you doing it? Like, what's the point?
Right.
So, Karen, what do you got today?
Remember the guy that we need to call for this afternoon?
Oh yeah.
The one in New Bedford.
Oh, that cat. Do you remember this guy's situation?
All I know is he's more like an investor. He has a lot of rental properties, and right now he's slowly or gradually like letting go of all his properties. Um, though it's not really like too hot of a motivation. He's not too desperate to sell, or he's just taking his time. That's the thing I know for now.
Okay.
It's like two houses in for one price.
We are double dialing everything. Always double dial, guys, while you're banging the phones with sellers. Because just like myself, who the hell answers on the first call with a number that they don't know?
Hi.
Okay, so Karen, I would follow up with that lead and figure out what is going on with the actual properties.
Okay.
Like what are the because I'm kind of confused when we look online at the two properties. It looks like there's one single family and then maybe one multifamily or something like that. But just get the rundown of what the properties are like. It'll give you some good experience of figuring out like, hey, what are the bed bath counts and like, you see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
The structure of the house. I got to figure that out because I can't do that without comping it, and there's no information online because it's like I can't tell. It looks like there's maybe two single families or a single family and a duplex or something like that on one lot. But I looked on the on the tax assessor's website, and it doesn't really give me too much info. So I'll get the info of what the actual house is like. That way I can underwrite it. Also dig deeper into his pain. Figure out why he wants to sell. Yeah, it sounds like he's getting older and he wants to retire or something like that. But why now? Right? And what are his wants and needs?
Okay.
Make sense?
Yeah.
Do you have any questions on it?
So far I don't have.
So a couple things. Figure out exactly what the property is, like what it is, because I can't really tell what it is. Like, is it a single family? Is it two single families on one lot? Is it a single family and a duplex on one lot? Like, what is it, right? And you also got to figure out what the rents are. Figure out what he's getting for rent right now, and if the tenants are on leases or not. So figure out just what is going on with the property. This is like is what we got to do when we're into investment properties, right? So when you're underwriting a multifamily or something like that, you got to figure out what is going on, because if we're buying it, we got to know if we're inheriting tenants that have a lease, have they been paying, like all that type of stuff, right? We got to figure out that info. It's going to help us with our offer. So figure out everything that's going on with the house structurally and internally with the tenants and what they're paying, are they on leases, all that type of stuff. For one. Two, dig deeper into his pain, figure out why the heck he is really selling like right now, because it sounds like a surface level thing that he's giving. Like, hey, oh yeah, I'm just getting old. I want to retire and I'm selling a couple houses. Okay, but there's a deeper reason to why you want to do it right now, right? Could be taxes, it could be, it could be a bunch of different things. Figure that out. And then thirdly, figure out his absolutely lowest number.
Mm.
And once you have that, you let him know that you got to talk to your underwriters. Once you have all that information, then I'll go over how we underwrite something like that.
Okay. Got it.
Because it's a different situation. There's two properties on one lot.
Yeah.
Cool. Do you have any more questions?
None so far.
Love it. Felipe, what do you got, dog?
I'm gonna put an address in the private chat.
Okay.
This guy, we talked to him about sub 2 in the past, and he was interested.
Yeah.
He said he was gonna put on the market. So I said, all right, put on the market, see what happens. No bites yet from the market, so I called him back. He's still interested in a sub 2 option, but I didn't really go deep into it because you're the creative guy.
Okay. Yeah, I remember talking to him. So what does he want to do? Does he want to do the sub 2 or what?
He's open to it now since like no one's given him any offers in the house.
What have the offers been like?
Honestly, it sounds like he hasn't got any, to be honest. Because I was talking about it, he said they cut the price and no one's coming in.
All right. Let's call this guy. Let's go. Let's talk to some sellers. I feel like I haven't been talking to sellers in a while.
Hello?
David, how are you? It's Mike.
Who's this?
This is Mike.
Mike.
Yeah, we were talking probably a few months back about the property in Holyoke.
Okay.
How are you, brother?
Good. How are you?
Amazing. Felipe on my team was telling me that you're still looking to sell it.
It's on the market for $375.
Got it.
Both houses.
Both houses for $375?
Yep.
Okay. How's that been?
Well, I've been showing it to a couple people. No bites yet.
Okay. When did you list it?
A couple weeks ago.
Okay, so it hasn't been that long.
No.
I don't know if you remember, but last time we were talking about doing some sort of creative finance where we took the responsibility of the mortgage. Was that something that you still wanted to do?
Yeah. So what would you guys do? You'd give me $30,000 and take over the mortgage and then pay me the rest of a certain amount over 20 years or something?
Yeah, something like that. To be honest, last time we talked was a few months ago, so I don't have any notes on what your mortgage looked like or like what the ask price was or anything like that. But could you just catch me up to speed on like all that type of stuff, like what you owe on the mortgage and what you were looking for monthly payments and
I
stuff?
got about 100 or so on the first mortgage and 100 or so on the second mortgage. I'm paying the first mortgage company back now because I filed bankruptcy to prevent them from selling the house.
Okay.
So now I'm paying them $12.33 a month.
Okay, so that's for one of the mortgages, right?
Right. And the other one's forgotten about me. Haven't heard from them in years.
Interesting. Okay. What's the payment on that one typically?
About $1,000.
Okay, so the one that's $1,000 a month. What's the total payoff? Just estimate.
They're both about 100,000.
Okay, got it. And then
Might be as much as 250 between the two of them. I'm not sure, but I think it's about 100,000 apiece.
okay, well, let's just call it 250 for the sake of example. And you're looking for 375, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, so if we could do something where we essentially took the responsibility of the 250,000 in mortgages, and we made those payments, and then just for sake of example, let's call it 250, and then we had an extra 125 that we owed you. What would you want towards that 125?
Well, like I said, I need about $40,000 to get my life started again.
Got it. What were your plans?
Well, get an apartment for a while and then find another house once I get my money together.
Okay. Okay, cool. Are you living there right now?
Yeah.
Okay, got it.
I'd be happy to stay living here.
Got it. But your plans were if you ended up selling it on the market, you were just going to take whatever equity you got from a buyer on the market and go get a rental or something?
Yeah, get a rental for now and then look for, I'm hoping to walk away with at least $100,000 so I can buy another house at some point.
Yeah, makes sense. Okay. So we're looking at, what are the taxes and insurance on top of the mortgages?
Insurance about $1,800 a year for one house and $900 for the other house. Taxes are similar. I think it's like $2,800 for one house and $1,300 for the other.
Okay. Got it. Okay, well, if we could get you somewhere, I don't know if we can, but if we could get you somewhere around the $30,000 or $40,000 up front in your pocket to begin with, we took over the responsibility of the mortgage, and then had that. I think at that point it would be somewhere just south of 100K that we would owe you. What would be the next steps for us?
Well, come up with a written plan and send it to me and I'll take a look.
Okay, how do you want that written plan to look?
Well, just tell me what you're planning on doing and what it'll mean for me.
Okay. When were you looking to do it?
Well, whenever. I'm not in a rush, but now I'm paying the mortgage. So hopefully they're not going to try to sell the house again. I can keep this up for a while.
All right, cool. And then what are you getting in rents right now?
I get $2,400 renting the house and $1,200 renting the other house.
Okay,
$2,350 for this house.
Okay, so you're getting about $3,600 in rent in total for both houses.
Yep.
Got it. All right, brother. Well, hey, I got some underwriting to do. Why don't I do some underwriting on this thing, and I'll get back to you tomorrow with some figures.
All right, I'll be there.
If we can figure out something over the phone, then I'll write something up and we can move forward.
All right.
Actually, last question: what needs to be done as far as like repairs? If you were to rate it, like
the kitchen floor needs to be repaired and the bathroom wall needs to be repaired, but that's about it.
Cool. All right, man.
About $1,000 worth of repairs.
Okay. All right. Well, let me do some underwriting on this thing. I'll give you a call. What time's the best time tomorrow to give you a call?
Well, around now.
Okay. All right. I'll give you a call around this time tomorrow, sometime around 4 to 5. and we'll
Okay.
we'll go over some figures together.
All right.
All right,
Thanks,
David.
bye.
Appreciate you. Have a good night. Okay, so
Yep.
here's why it's so freaking important to just keep following up. This is a lead that I had in the system. I remember talking to the guy, and I think he remembers me as well. But literally, this is something that's been in the system for like months. Like, I don't even know, like 6
Oh,
months.
I can find it. It was in March.
Yeah, literally 6 months.
Yeah.
6 months ago, I talked to this guy. This is the thing about the foreclosure leads. Like, he was about to go through foreclosure. He said that he filed bankruptcy, right?
Yep.
So the reason why I didn't dig in like crazy into pain, you see, I kind of went into pain a little bit, but the reason why I didn't is because I already did all that a while ago. Now, granted, you have to kind of rekindle the fire and stuff, especially once we start going over the offer and everything like that, just so that, he feels it. But at the end of the day, we already did a ton of work with this lead. So it's kind of, at this point, it's almost like on a silver platter for us. Like, oh, you took our advice. We told you, hey, might as well just go on the market at this point, dude, and see what the market does. Homeboy went on the market. It's not selling. Okay, great. Now you know what I was saying before is your best option. So let's figure this stuff out. Now, as far as negotiating terms, a lot of people would have went down the road of asking him what he wants for monthly payments, right? So you heard me. I didn't say that we can do the $30,000 or $40,000 down. I didn't say we're going to give him monthly payments or anything like that. All I said is, hey, if we could take over the responsibility, notice how I worded it too, the responsibility of the mortgage. You don't have to go into the weeds of like, hey, we're going to take over your mortgage, but the mortgage stays in your name, and like say all the technicalities of it. Just keep it plain and simple. Hey, if we take over the responsibility of the mortgage, and then after that, just for a number's sake and example's sake, we'd owe you another $125,000. What do you want that $125,000 to look like? Oh, I want $30,000 to $40,000 down. Okay, great. For what? I got to go restart my life and do all these things. Okay, got it. I don't know if we're going to be able to do that $30,000 or $40,000 down. But if we could, and we took over the responsibility of everything and did all the things, what would prevent us from moving forward? He's like, oh, we'll just write up the terms. Okay, great. Right. So a lot of people at that point would have asked, okay, well, what do you want for monthly payments towards the rest of your equity?
Mm-hmm.
Do you know why I didn't do that?
Why?
Because I don't want to pay monthly payments to him.
Oh yeah, why bring it up? Why give him the option to use that?
Exactly. Because once you plant the seed in their mind that that's what they get, right? Sandler talks a lot about this in You Can't Teach a Kid How to Ride a Bike at a Seminar. He talks a lot about how salespeople they want to be experts and know absolutely everything and be machine guns and say everything about the deal. And they end up throwing stuff in the deal that's not necessary. Sometimes it actually scares the seller away. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Who knows? Maybe he doesn't want monthly payments for tax reasons or something like that. You know what I mean? Why even let him bring it up? Let the prospect bring that stuff up and use questions like, what do you want the $125,000, the rest that we owe you? What do you want that to look like? He gives you the terms. Okay, I want $30,000 down. Okay, I don't know if I'm going to do that, man. I'm going to be able to do that, man, but I'll do some underwriting and get back to you. And you just assume, like, just be very vague. That's it. Very vague. Ask the right questions to give them, for them to give you the answers that you need. That's it. So this could be a decent deal. Like, his mortgages are about $2,200, $2,300. He's making $3,600 a month. Like, there's a decent spread there. So this could be a good deal.
Yeah, I sent you the link too of the official listing so you can see the condition of it.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Because don't believe what he said.
Homeboy's capping. He said he needs some flooring.
Dude, crazy cabin.
Oh, dude, it's actually not that bad. And but besides the fact that he's got a jungle covering its house.
Yeah, I thought it was kind of cool at first. But and it definitely needs a little more than just flooring.
But dude, this is a good rental. This is a 3-unit rental.
I think it's 4, right? Because it's a threeplex and a little house in the back.
Oh, I thought that was a duplex.
Or maybe it is a duplex. Maybe I'm going crazy. Let me check.
Yeah, I think it is a duplex.
Oh yeah, it is a duplex. Yeah, my bad. It's a duplex.
But hell yeah, bro.
So yeah, this guy. Yeah, when you're the only option, they'll come back to you. Just gotta stay following up.
Another thing that you gotta that I want to point out is, if I'm not mistaken, I feel like our number before was at like 475.
What for ARV?
No, like that's what he wanted.
Oh, we gotta scroll up the notes. It's been months.
Yeah. But that's the thing. Like I had that in mind, and dude, it's so crazy. Like,
yeah, it is 475.
yeah, 475, dude. I remember this lead like completely. So I had that in mind, and to be honest, I had to stop myself. I almost brought it up. I almost brought up the 475 from before, because here's the thing. Like, for a perfect example, Andrew. He wants to buy a house on a lake, right? Andrew, my business partner, he wants to buy a house on a lake, and he contacts the realtor. Well, he contacts the realtor and goes there and checks it out, gets super excited about it, and he wants to do a Morby method for the property, right? And he wanted me to talk to the realtor. So I talked to the realtor and I'm walking him through it. And Andrew's he's amazing. He's the man. But he's like, dude, we got to give them the best terms possible. And he's like pitching out, tell them that we'll give them the world, essentially, right?
Yep.
And I'm like, why? Do you want to pay that? You see what I'm saying? Like, do you want to pay a higher price? Do you want to pay more monthly? Why the hell would you just go out there and splurge if that's what you wanted to do? That's what you want to do. Gather that information. See what I'm saying? So literally, I almost did that. The same thing that was going on in Andrew's mind, it goes on in my mind too. I just thought about, like, how do I get this guy excited to do a deal with me? That's not the freaking way to think. And I literally almost thought about saying something like 475, because I think we could still probably make the deal work at 475 if we structure it right. But why the hell would I even do that? I don't want to pay an extra $100,000. You homeboy put it on the market for 375. Why the hell am I going to pay 475?
Yep.
Right. So I'm not even going to say something like that. Actually, I even shot myself in the foot even more. I said 375. I shouldn't even have said that. This shit, literally, this shit's not even selling at 375. I should have said, okay, well, I don't know if you remember the type of deal that we were talking about before, but if you do, what do you want to sell the property for if we can do something like that? Yeah. Maybe you would have said 350. Mm-hmm. Homeboy could be sweating because the thing's not selling.
Yeah, that's well, yeah.
You see what I mean? So it's crazy. Like, as you're analyzing these calls and you're analyzing your cell phone calls, you'll be able to think back to things that you could have said, like, oh shit, or you shouldn't have said. Like, oh crap, I shouldn't have said that. I should have said that. Right? So it's important after every call to kind of sit back and analyze it. Hey, what did I do good? What could I improve and all that? But Felipe, good lead, bro. I'm gonna call that guy again tomorrow. This is a deal that honestly we would buy. Like, me and Andrew, it's crazy how the universe works. We're literally just on, we're on a call and we're like, dude, we need to start buying the whole entire freaking Massachusetts, Rhode Island, CT, and New Hampshire.
Just all New England.
We're buying all the deals. Send it. If you guys are listening right now and you have deals that need to be bought, we are buying. Send me all the freaking creative finance leads. Send me all them shits. I need to buy all them shits. Cool. Do you guys have anything else you want to go over?
I do. I have one more.
Felipe's
I've never heard of the situation. I'm not sure if you've heard of it, but this guy wants to sell his house, has been trying to sell his house for a while, but he can't because half of the house is owned by the bank. Have you ever heard of that happening?
Did he get foreclosed on?
Not that I know of. He's still living there. He just says half of the house is owned by the bank. He's not paying the property taxes. Someone else is. And like I just don't really know where to go from there. He wants 120, and then I'm pretty sure he said the bank is looking for 67,000.
Did you dig into like what the fuck he meant?
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like he's lost as well. All he knows is that he doesn't even know who officially owns, like what bank it is. Because I asked him, and he said, "I don't know. You got to look up who's paying the property taxes." So it confused me as well, and I was just wondering if that's like something you ever heard of.
I've heard of people like getting foreclosed on and staying in the property when they shouldn't be. Like literally, we had a lead that we were working on not too long ago, probably like 3 months ago. Guy got foreclosed on, and the bank just never sold the property. Like this was like 10 or 15 years ago. The property's still just sitting there, and he was living there for a while.
He just squatting there.
Yeah, I've heard that happen where the bank's just like, I don't know, they make all the money, so they're like, screw it, I don't need a damn house.
Yep.
Let me tell you something interesting though. The banks actually hate owning properties.
I know, yeah, it's crazy.
Do you know why?
Because they're a bank, they're not in the real estate company, they're in the giving out loans company, so they don't want to own a real estate because now they have to manage all that shit and do more work.
That's part of it, and the loans is the biggest part of it. But here's why. When Felipe goes to the bank and deposits $100, the bank is forced to keep so Felipe runs down to the bank, submits $100 in the ATM, right? And deposits that. The bank only has to keep $10 in their safe. So say there's a safe right here. Boom, they open it. They put $10 of Felipe's $100 in there. Now what's left? $90. What do they do with that $90?
They give it out to other people asking for loans.
Yep, they give it out to Karen. Karen wants to go buy the Bugatti in the Philippines for her to go buy her Lamborghini or whatever. They give the $90 to Karen in the form of a loan that they're charging interest on and they're making money on. So, with that being said, from $100 that they receive from Felipe, they get to use $90 of that and go make money on $90, right?
Yep.
When they own a piece of property, let's just say they own 123 Main Street, Susan got foreclosed on, and they now own 123 Main Street that is worth $200,000. The bank has to keep $200,000 liquid in order to back that asset. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
So think about how much lending power they're giving up. They're legitimately giving up, like with a piece of property. If they have a $200,000 house that they need to keep $200,000 liquid for, they're giving up. What is the math on that? So if Felipe comes and puts 200 grand in, they could lend out 180 grand. Does that make sense?
Yep.
So they're missing out on a lot of lending power, and that's how they make money. That's the real reason why they don't want to own property. Not so much like they don't want to manage it or whatever the case is, because you see these things all the time sitting on the side of the road. Like about to fall down. They don't manage those shits. They just let them rock. However, this lead that we're talking to, if we want to get back to it, why don't I give him a call?
Okay, I'll put him in the chat.
Does that make sense, Felipe?
Yeah, that makes sense. What doesn't make sense is this lead, though, because I don't know what he's trying to tell us.
Oh, this freaking guy?
You remember?
Yeah. So it sounds like he probably got foreclosed on.
Hello?
Hey, Jeff, it's Mike.
Yeah.
How are you, man?
Okay, how are you?
Good, brother. I don't know if you remember, but I went out to check that property out in Somerset like probably 7 months ago or something like that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So Felipe on my team was talking with you probably about a day ago about the property. I was just trying to be caught up to speed on what was going on with it. I don't know if anything's changed since the last time I went over there.
Well, I know you got to settle up with the bank. They don't want to discuss it with me, so. But yet they advertise it like pre-foreclosure, 67,000 or something like that. So you have to find out from the town who's over their mortgage right now. They keep selling it. Settle up with them, and I get 120,000 for me.
Got it. So they ended up foreclosing on it?
No, I don't think they can. I got a predatory loan, and I've got I got a quick claim deed. I own half the mortgage, and they can't go after Margaret because she passed away.
Oh, right. Okay.
They should have had life insurance on there, principal mortgage insurance. They should have had a lot of different ways they should have handled giving a 64-year-old woman a loan for 30 years,
Yeah, now I kind of remember the situation. Got it. Well, in Jeff's world, what does Jeff want?
120,000.
You want 120,000?
Yes.
Like net in your pocket, or you want somebody to come in and buy the
Yes.
house for 120,000?
In my pocket.
And then
Well,
what?
I don't care how it gets to me. What do you mean someone come in and buy it? What do you mean? They still got to give me 120,000.
Well, I was asking like after everything's paid off, that's what you want in your pocket.
Yeah. They may, I don't know. What are you talking about? They buy my quit claim deed. They buy my half of this property. Is that what you're talking about? And then they deal with the bank.
Well, there's a couple different ways that we can go about it.
Well, I don't know. That's up to you. That ain't my ball game.
Well, how much is, as far as everything that needs to be paid off, like mortgages, liens, and all that type of stuff? Do you have a rough idea of a total payoff?
Well, I guess they've been paying the property tax, and I might have a water and sewer bill for 4,000, but that's not much, That's about it.
Okay, so in total of everything, any mortgages, any liens?
I don't know. You would have to call the town, find out what the hell the bank wants and all, and then we'll discuss the rest. They're just wasting time, They're the one that's in control there. You settle up something with them, then we can discuss seriously here, not just a lot of hot air.
Okay, got it. So from what I understand, if we can pay off everything and get you $120,000 just in Jeff's pocket, no matter what, like you can go to the strip club if you want to. You can go to Miami if you want to, do whatever you want to with that $120,000. But as long as you get $120,000 net in your pocket, that gets Jeff excited, essentially. You there?
Yes.
Hey, Jeff. Sorry, we got disconnected.
No, I didn't get disconnected. I hung up, like I told you. You know, first thing you got to do is straighten out with the bank, and then you get a resolvement with them. Let me know.
Yeah. Nah. So at the end of the day, I'm just okay. You're not about to fucking hang up on me.
Oh, Jeff Erickson. Can't come to the phone right now. Just Hello, Jeff Erickson. Can't come to the phone right now. Just please leave your name and phone number, maybe a brief message. I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Thank you.
At the tone, please record your message. When you have finished recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options.
Hey, Jeff, it's Mike. I'm just trying to figure out exactly what you wanted everything to look like, but it seems like you don't care about that at the end of the day. Out of respect for you, I wouldn't ever hang up on you, as I would expect the same thing from you to me. Now, I typically wouldn't want to do business with somebody who's going to act like that, but I don't mind trying to figure out if we can do something together here. So if $120,000 is important to you and that's what you want, give me a call back and we can try to figure out some way to get that for you.
You tell them.
At the end of the day, it's like, yo, I don't want to do business with somebody who's gonna hang up on me. You know, like that's not respectable. Why do I want to help you out if you're gonna hang up on me? And that's the type of mentality that like you gotta have. I'd rather go. Here's another thing I should have said on that voice message. I have like 5 other families that I gotta go help out this week. I'd rather not do business with somebody who's going to hang up on me. I'd rather not go to war for somebody who's going to hang up on me when I have 5 other desperate families that need my help. Like that's what I should have said. Cool. Anyways, Felipe, I would give that guy a call. Actually, no, I would actually figure out what is owed on the mortgage. So what you can do is you can go to PropStream, figure that out.
It says it on RE Simply too, how much it's owed on the mortgage. And it's 120. Which is a coincidence that he wants 120.
That's not what he wants, though. Like he wants $120,000 in his pocket, right? After everything's all paid off. I remember this situation. Here's what happened. The mortgage company gives this lady a loan, right? He never goes on the loan. Just the mortgage company gave her a loan without his name on it. She passes away. He instantly quick claim deeds it over to himself, which means like now the deed is just in his name, but the mortgage stays in her name. They can't foreclose on him because he's not on the mortgage. Does that make sense?
Yeah. So you basically got like a free place to stay.
Exactly. And that's what's going on. So he's just sitting there waiting for somebody to take action on something. I don't know. I'm not the foreclosure people. I don't know exactly how the hell they're going to go about that, but here in Massachusetts, it's not an ideal situation I'd want to be if I'm the bank.
Yeah, I don't know what to do with this lead. Sounds like he
No,
wants
I
us.
remember, dude. I honestly freaking. This is part of the reason why I walked away from this lead. I'm like, this guy's a fucking asshole. I don't want to do business with him. I don't need to do business with you. I literally actually have 5 other people that I want to help out this week. I'd rather not deal with somebody that's going to hang up on me.
Yep.
That's the God's honest truth. Goes back to like what we were talking about this morning. Like, dude, I do not need to do a deal with this guy. I'm not going to try to, make it seem like that I want to do a deal with me. You should be calling me back after that voicemail saying, I apologize. How the hell do you get me 120 grand? If not, then we're not a good fit.
Yep.
Cool.
With all that being said, the lead from Taunton. Remember Betty?
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't get in contact with her today, but she did text. I'm not sure if she texted me or texted you, but she just said she's just not going to pay the mortgage anymore because she needs money to pay for oil for the winter. Therefore, her credit's going to go down and she wouldn't be able to get a loan for a mobile home.
So we need to get this lady to understand that we can take care of all that. We can find her a place to go. We can pay her mortgage for the time being as we're finding her a place to go, and really get her to understand how we fix the situation and how we help her situation.
Yep.
So I would hop on the phone with her and just say, hey, I've been talking to Mike and he's super confused. He actually felt bad that he didn't do a good enough job of kind of explaining how we can help you out. And then go into explaining how we can help her out. We can pay the mortgage throughout that time. Like, there's legitimately things that we can do. We just have to have a conversation. Just say, Mike's been trying to get in touch with you and he feels bad because he feels as if he didn't do a good enough job explaining on how we can help you out. Like, you don't have to ruin your credit. You don't have to stress out about finding a place to go, because we can find that for you. Now, if you want to ruin your credit and you want to do all those things, like, I mean, by all means, I'm not going to force it down your throat to, go move out and go find a place. However, I just want you to know that we do have a solution to your problem. We just have to have a conversation, figure it out, and write it on paper.
Yep. Which confuses me because I remember when you were talking to her, she was like all down, ready to go, kind of like open to hearing what you have to say. And I don't know where she just flipped and just gave up on everything.
Yeah. When I went there on the appointment, there was like a bunch of booze everywhere and stuff.
Mm.
And I think that she's going through like a lot of things. So this is the thing of people facing foreclosure, bro. Like, these are real life situations where, it's like people are like ostriches with their head in the sand.
Yep.
Things start really getting real. And then you're like, crap, I can't even pay my mortgage. I got to pay the oil. It's like, come on, dude. Pace talks about the 3 levels, like the 3 times people sell when they're about to go through foreclosure. There's when they get the notice, right? In that little maybe week or 2 period, people get stressed out and they're like, oh my God, I got to sell my property. And like a decent percentage sells in that time period. And then there's a time period in the middle. And this is the longest time period, maybe like a month or 2 long, of them still getting notices and stuff like that, and them getting, notice that they have to pay the mortgage or they're going to get foreclosed on. And a lot of them in this situation are just like ostriches with their head in the sand, and they're not doing anything because they're like, whatever, I'll figure it out. So most of them don't sell in that middle period. The 3rd period is when people typically will sell. And that's when they're literally like a week away from the auction. And they're like, crap, I don't know what to do. Nobody has fixed my problem. I haven't done any paperwork. I I have no idea. Somebody come help me. So sometimes it's just like a time thing. So it's the same thing with Betty. You could just let her know, right? Like you don't have to have commission breath with it. You don't have to be like, sound like, hey, how do we get this deal done? Like, that's not it. I would go into the call just saying, hey, Mike felt really bad. I was having a conversation with him the other day. He felt really bad because he just felt like he did a poor job of explaining how he can help out. And then go into how we can help out. And then just say, I mean, we don't have, like, it's not something that, you know, we want to force down your throat to do, but we just want you to know that there are things that we can do.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to hop back on the phone with him? If not, no worries. Hopefully you can figure it out, but just let it be known that we can help her out, essentially. And then what's probably going to happen, bro, is she's probably going to be like an ostrich with a head in the sand and not doing anything until it comes to like the last minute.
Yeah.
She's going to start missing payments. Credit's going to start getting jacked up, like all those things. And then all of a sudden she's going to have no other option. And then we still can help her out. But I would apply some pressure on getting it done now because she's right. If you wait until the credit is all screwed, you won't get approved for that mobile home. Granted, there's things that we're going to be able to do in order to help her out. Go find a place to go, even if she does.
But why make it harder on herself?
Right. And why even say that to the prospect when we don't need to? Because realistically, it's better if she just takes care of it now.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. All right, people. Anything else?
That's all I got for today.
Love it, love it. Karen, you got anything?
That's all.
Cool. Silverhomies.com. If you guys want us to talk to your leads, follow up with the leads, close your leads, dispo the leads, do all the things, go to silverhomies.com. Also, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, do all the things. We appreciate y'all. Welcome back to How to Wholesale. By the way, I'm thinking about, I think we're like 43 episodes in or something like that. I think at episode 50, we're going to shift gears and we're going to make it about something else.
Okay.
Haven't thought about it. If you guys have any ideas, let me know.
Good to go. I like that.
Peace.
Peace.